In the previous video, we have learned about importing photos. Now, what we're going to do is going to be using a couple of the tools which we have in the library module. So, as I told you at the beginning of the course about the histogram. So first off, I'm going to do is select a specific photo. And you can see on the histogram, there is a bar or chart over here which amplifies the wavelength of the photo or the light of the photo of how it is structured. Okay, now you can see the histogram of specific photos, and all of them you will see that they are different one and one. Okay, so I'm gonna do is work on this one, or maybe let's say this one. Okay, I'm gonna wait for a while and select on it, and then first what I'm gonna do is click on quick develop. Okay, you will see that there is an option called saved preset. So if you have a saved preset on your Lightroom, what you're going to do is going to be clicking on this option, and then you can select whichever preset you want to use as a filter or an effect on the specific picture which you are using. So what I'm going to do is going to be selecting on whichever one I want. Let's say I want this subject. Okay, and you will see that it will be directly applied. So that is how you'll be able to use presets in Adobe Lightroom. Next is going to be a very important or essential part for editing a photo in Lightroom is going to be white balance, or also known as WB in short. So if you want to use like white balance, click on this option, and then what you're going to do is add shot. If you click on add shot or use it as shot, it's going to take the raw file and then use it directly on Adobe Lightroom, and no changes will be made until you make changes on your own in Adobe Lightroom. So I'm going to do is, let's say if you want it to be auto, you can also keep it to be auto, but if you want it to be raw as it's shot, then you can keep it to be as shot. But if you want custom, modification or tweaks, then you can like do it or select on custom. Next is going to be tonal control. While tonal control is more important or more effective when you are using a photo with people in it. Okay, so if you want to like fix the tone of specific parts or specific people, then you can also do that. So you can see that the tonal control is kept on auto on default, but if you want to change it, you can also click on this option over here, and you will see all of the tools which are found in this tone control will appear up. You can see that when it is on default, there is only 3 of these options or 3 of these tools which you can use. But when you click on this option, you will see a lot more tools will appear up. The first of them is going to be exposure, contrast, highlights, shadows, whites, blades, clarity, and vibrance. Okay, so first is going to be exposure. Let's try tweaking it a bit. So when you see that I decrease it, you can see the photo is getting darker. Okay, but when I increase it, the photo is getting brighter. And you can see the white part is also increasing. So in the contrast, it does the same. You can see when I decrease it, the photo gets faded, but when I increase it, you will see that it will gradually start to take or build up more details. And that is how this both actually works. Next is going to be the highlights, shadows, whites, and blacks. If you've seen my previous lessons, you already know about it, but as I'm going to show you examples about it, you can see that when I increase it, you can see that the highlights are now increasing. So that means the white parts are now increasing and are being more vibrant and poppy. So what you're going to do is keep this to be balanced, and if you want to like do some changes on the shadows of the photo, just as you can see from these parts, there are a couple of shadows which are visible. Now if you want to increase the details of the shadow, or decrease the details of the shadow, or want it to be darker or lighter, you can use these options to change the way it looks. Okay, if you decrease it, it becomes darker, but if you increase it, the shadow becomes brighter, and then it's more brighter. Then it's going to be blacks and whites. You can like increase or decrease the blacks, or the black parts or the white parts in the photo, such as this. You can see that there is a sky, and when I decrease or increase the whites, you can see that there is gradual change of the white parts. Okay, so what you have to do is keep it balanced. Okay, then we have at last is clarity and vibrance. So if you want to increase or decrease the clarity and vibrance, you can like use these options. Okay, there is a more better way of doing like changing these options or tweaking your photos, but I'm going to show it to you in the next lesson because it all belongs in this develop module. So I'm going to show it to you from over here. Okay, there is a bit of difference between clarity and vibrance. Okay, so clarity is kind of like the pop, this like specific subjects or specific areas of the photo to being more vibrant or being more colorful, okay, which also makes the whole photo look a lot more colorful. But when you do it with vibrance, what it does is selects the whole area and then selects some specific places in your photo and then makes the photo look more better. Well, let me give you an example. So I'm going to increase the clarity a bit, okay. You can see the clarity of the photo is changing. If I zoom in, you will see a lot more details are visible and the color is a lot more vibrant. So I'm going to increase the clarity a bit more. You can see that this is the max of it. So when I decrease it, now I'm going to decrease it. You can see the histogram is also changing as I edit it, and now you can see that this is a lot more smoother, okay. This is because I decreased the clarity. So I'm going to increase the clarity and you will see it will strengthen up a bit and look a bit more better. But if I use it on vibrance, so I'm going to decrease the vibrance a bit first. Now you can see the whole photo has turned into a different type of photo, such as using a filter or an effect on a photo. But if I increase it, you will see that the whole photo will now gradually change and become more colorful, okay. So what clarity does is that selects specific areas in your photo and then changes it gradually, okay. But vibrance is the total different, okay. It changes the effect of the photo and changing all parts of the photos, okay. So if you don't want any of those and you wanted to get it back to its reverted self or default self, just click on reset all and all of the filters which were applied will then get removed. Okay, just click on reset all and you're good to go. Then we are done with this tone control too, and also white balance. We are done with this quick develop. Then we have is keywording. If you want to add keywording to your photo and make it to be specific about some text, or about the description, then you can use keywording and search up your photo however you want, and it will become a lot more easier. You can select the keyword over here and then type it whichever one you want, and then you can also set keywords, okay. You can select on it and you can see outdoor photography, like portrait photography, then wedding photography, and all of those, and you can like increase or decrease these options too. Okay, that's like totally up to you how you want your result. So we are done with this keywording too. Next is going to be keyword list. Then what you're going to do is also similar to this collection option, collection or folder option. If you want to keep it or keep your photos or videos to be categorized, then you can like filter your keywords and give attributes to that photo or that video. Okay, then you will be able to find it more easily. Okay, so next is going to be metadata. Metadata is all about the details of a specific photo or a video. Which camera was it taken from, which lens, then which attributes or whichever details it has, or the date and all of those. Okay, so you can like change it or see like change the name. Then you can also change the folder name if you want to, like select on it, and you will see that sometimes an interface opens up, but not most of the times, because if it's like on a specific folder, it's not going to change. Okay, so what I'm going to do is going to be, if you want to name or like change the name of the photo, then you can change it by selecting on this like backspace, which is like similar to like text formatting, and then what you're going to do is like type in whichever name you want, and then you can also see the dimension, capture date, and all of those. And if you want to customize it, there is also an option of it, and then you can like put in whichever type of details you want, and after you're done, what you're going to do is just click on done. Then you are also good to go with metadata. And last of all is going to be comments. If you want to like put in comments or tag comments, so that when you like share it to other person or you want the viewer to see the comment, then you can like type in your comment over here and the viewer will be able to see your comment. Just click on this, okay, and you will be able to apply or add in your comment in Adobe Lightroom or a specific photo. So this is all about the library module and all of the tools and usage of the tools, okay? So hope you understood everything in this lesson, and thank you for staying with us and watching this video.